everybody. So in part two, we're going to go through the Cengage Now website that we're going to be using this semester. So when you log into Cengage Now, if you've already used Cengage Now before in the past, you're going to log in like you have normally logged in before using your email address and a previous password that you've used. If you've never used Cengage Now before, you're actually going to create a login. So when you get into assignments, what it's going to default for you is assignments I can take now. So that would show you any assignments that are available to you to take. Every time you take one assignment, again, once you pass it with a 72.5% or better, then you'll see the next assignment become available. You can also click on all assignments, and that's going to show you all the assignments that you have this semester. Again, it's going to tell you when the due date is, what it's categorized as, how much time you're allowed to spend on it, how many attempts, all of those things are included. Under right here where it says assignments I can practice now, I have created a practice set for every chapter that we're covering this semester, and it's purely there for your practice. So this is nothing that I grade, but it's there to kind of help you get a little extra practice with some of the topics that you might need a little practice before an exam, for example. Students in the past have said this is one of their favorite study resources because they can go through and really just study what they want to study. When you log into one of the practice sets, you will notice that there's a lot of questions in each practice set. You do not have to answer all of the questions in the practice sets because, again, they're not graded. So you can go in and answer one or two questions if you want. When you submit it for grading, which you won't actually be grading it, you will then be able to see the correct answers for any question that you've attempted. So it gives you a lot of great feedback. And then when you go and take that practice set again, every single question that's in that practice set is going to regenerate with new numbers and information. So if there was one or two or three or five questions you wanted to do over and over again, you could keep doing them after you submit each attempt on the practice set because they're going to keep regenerating new numbers for you. So there really is an unlimited amount of practice that you can do. So when you come in, you're going to have these first two video assignments. One is Intro to Cengage Now. Again, this is going to give you a little bit of an overview, some of the ins and outs of Cengage Now, and then a couple of quick videos regarding what is managerial accounting. Again, as I mentioned in the previous orientation video, your assignments are broken down to lecture assignments and homework assignments. So when you get into a lecture assignment, again, these are short videos broken down by learning objective, and there's questions that you have to answer. So, for example, on this one, you're going to click right here where it says tell me more, and it's going to open it up and it's going to be a video that you watch. It's also closed captioned, and there's also a transcript if you need it. And then you're going to answer the questions associated with it. Down here, you get to check your work one time per question. So not one time per question, meaning question 1, 2, and 3 in here, but one time per question. So there are technically 5 questions in this lecture assignment that you have to complete. So you get one check your work for each one of these 5. So those check your works will tell you what you've done right and what you've done wrong. Please do not come down here and click on this blue submit assignment for grading button until you've actually done all 5. So if you do it if you hit that submit assignment for grading button after doing this one question, it's fully going to submit that assignment to you and give you a grade, and it takes away one of your attempts. So please don't do that. It will always give you a warning. Are you sure? It tells you that there's some unanswered items. You can just click, if you've done it by accident, continue taking the assignment. You can always save your progress and exit out. So if you started working on it on a Monday night and you want to work on it more on Tuesday or Wednesday, just save it and come back to it. Please, however, make sure if you have saved your progress, please come back in and make sure you submit it for grading by the due date and time. The system is not going to submit it for you. So if you've saved it, it's not going to get to me. You have to submit it in order for it to count for the class. So please make sure to do that. Also, you'll see this wonderful button called Email Instructor. So if you click on that, the system actually takes a full screenshot of the question that you are working on, and then it gives you an email box. So it gives you an email box. It's going to go right to my LaSalle email, and you can ask me a question and hit send. When I get that and I respond to it, it's going to go back to whatever email address you log into Cengage Now with. Again, I typically respond to emails within 24 hours. If you haven't heard from me, please just check your spam or junk folder. Sometimes that first one goes into spam and you just have to let your email system know that Cengage Now responses are not. So please just double check that. But it is going to go back into your normal email. It's not going to live just in Cengage. So the other assignments that you have are going to be your homework assignments. So homework assignments, again, are you actually applying what you've learned through those lecture assignments? And again, when you come in here, you're going to see that you have more than one assignment that you have to do. So this one has 11 questions. Each one of them have some resources at the top. So for example, there's a link to the ebook. If you click on this, it's going to bring you to the exact section in the ebook where you can find information covering this topic. So you don't have to flip through it. You don't have to search for it. It's going to bring you to that right area of the textbook. Show me how videos. These videos literally show you how to solve certain exercises that are similar to the ones that you're already working on. So you can kind of watch and follow along and continue to work on your homework assignment at the same time. There's a calculator built in, and you can actually print out the item if you wanted to do it out by hand. For every one of these questions, and again, there's 11 in this one, you get to check your work 3 times. So when you check your work, again, it will tell you what you've done right and wrong. And for a lot of this, it's going to actually try to give you some feedback, some helpful hints to help you through that assignment. Again, you can hit email and structure. It's going to take an entire screenshot. So no matter how long the problem is, if it's short and sweet, whatever the case is, it will take an entire screenshot. So you don't have to send me pictures through your cell phone or anything like that. The system will do it for you. And again, you have the option to save and exit and then finally come back and submit it for grading. When you do submit an assignment, make sure you go over, and if we flip over to the student view here, make sure you go over to where the grades are. So every time you submit an attempt, you can go to the grades. Your grade will be in a blue link and you can click on it and it reopens that assignment for you. It shows you the answers you have entered. It shows you which ones were correct and incorrect. And for the homework assignments, it will show you immediately what the correct answers are and feedback onto how to arrive at the correct answers. For the lecture assignments, they'll show you what you've done right and what you've done wrong. And the day after those assignments are due, you'll be able to see the correct answers. But again, great way to learn is learning through your mistakes. So if you need to go through here, go back, take a look, and then take the assignment again. Now that you might understand where you went wrong, you can either get a higher grade that will count in the class, or if you needed to retake it because you didn't meet that 72.5% or better, again, you should now have a better understanding at how to arrive at that correct answer. Under study tools, you're going to find some study tools that are available to you. You can access the ebook here, and the ebook is wonderful. It's very interactive. So by clicking on that home button, it will give you the table of contents. You can click on any chapter, and when you do, it's going to give you a chapter overview. So it gives you all of the information that's included in the chapter, and you'll notice these are all links that you can click on. So if there was something specific you wanted to know about, you would simply click on that link, and it's going to bring you to the section in the textbook where that topic is talked about. You can also highlight something and highlight it in different colors. So you can highlight it in yellow or pink or green or blue. You can also take notes by clicking on it and click Add Note and hit Save, and it will save it to where that was done. If you wanted something read to you, you can highlight a certain section and click Read Text. Or if you want the entire page read to you, you can click on this icon up here in the right-hand corner. You can also increase or decrease the font size. You can bookmark the page, and you can also print out that page if you want. Anything that's highlighted here, you can click on, and it's going to give you the definition for you. Again, there's a lot that you can do right in the ebook. Anything that you've highlighted or taken notes in, you can find over here under this highlighter icon that's called My Notes. So it will show you the date that you actually made that highlight or that note, what chapter it was in. And it will also provide you a little blue arrow. And if you click on that little blue arrow, it will bring you back to that page where you've done that highlight or that note. You can also print out your notes as well. So if you wanted to study from them, you could do that. There's flashcards already created for you for every chapter. So you can flip a card to get the definition. You can actually shuffle the deck. You can create your own card. You can go to the next card. Again, there's a lot that you can do with this as well in terms of a study tool. There's a glossary. There's the dictionary. This icon is talking about how you hear and the speed of the reader of the book. So again, if you highlighted a certain section of the book that you wanted read to you or the entire page, you can change the speed and you can also change the voice that reads to you. So you can do that. And you can also search. If you want to go back to the chapter content page, just click on that chapter content. And again, you can get back through here or the home screen, click up here. There's also something called the adaptive study plan. So this is where more resources are available to you. So with any chapter, you can click on Start Studying. And when it pops up, you're going to see some information that's available to you. So the adaptive study plan, it tells you here, it's going to help you identify areas that you might need some improvement on. So it's broken down by learning objective. So for example, if we click on this one, it's going to give you learning objective specific resources. So all of those show me how videos, a lot of them are embedded into those homework assignments that you have. They're all here. So if you ever want to rewatch one, you don't have to log back into your actual assignment. You can just come in here. The Tell Me More videos are what are included in your lecture assignments. So you can watch those and see the videos again if you feel like you want to refresh before you take an exam. Down here, there's some more what they call concept clips that kind of give you an overview of a specific topic. And there's additional practice that Cengage Now has created for you. So this is in addition to the practice sets that I have created. Again, every learning objective has all of those types of resources included. So anything that you have is all in here. You can also take a quiz. And when you take this quiz, it's multiple choice. And at the end, it's going to give you a grade per learning objective. And after you do that quiz, it's going to show you a suggested study plan for you. So any learning objective that you pass, meaning you answered all the questions correctly, this dot here will turn green, as well as the bar at top that corresponds with that learning objective. Any one that you didn't fully pass, it's going to give you some suggested items to look at. So if anything that's grayed out would be suggested for you to review. Anything that has turned blue means that you've completed it, and anything that's turned green, again, means you've successfully completed it. And you can take those quizzes several times. So if you've gone through some additional studying and you want to take that quiz again to see how well you've done, you can retake that quiz and do it all over again. So there's a wonderful amount of study tools that are available to you here, but they're only good to you if you actually use them. So please take advantage of all these resources that are available. And again, just to show you really quick regarding the practice sets that I've created for you. Again, these are not graded and they're even indicated as not being graded. And when, again, you come in here, there's going to be a lot of questions included and you do not have to answer all of them. So answer the ones where you feel like you need some additional assistance in. So again, you can see that there, and this one has 20 questions. So let's say this one was the one you wanted to do over and over and over again. So let's say we did our product cost of, here, we check our work and it's wrong. With your practice sets, you have an unlimited amount of check your works, but no matter how many times you check your work, it's never going to give you the correct answer. It will give you some feedback to try to help you arrive at the correct answer. Again, there's resources at the top. But if you really wanted to see what the correct answer was, you can submit the assignment. It's going to say, there's a warning. Are you sure? Because you have left some unanswered. It doesn't matter for the practice sets because, again, they're not graded. And click Submit for grading. Right here, you can view assignment results. And when you do that, it's going to open the assignment back up for you. And again, you can do these with your homework assignments as well. And it's going to show you what you did right and what you did wrong. And then it's going to provide you some detailed feedback on how to arrive at the correct answer and what the correct answer should be. So really take advantage of that option. And then when you're done with it, you can then go back and take the assignment again. And once you take the assignment again, all of the questions that were in that practice set, so in this one there were 20, will all regenerate with new information. So you can keep getting that practice. So if you have any questions, please get in touch with me. I really look forward to working with all of you this semester.